What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Life as Asian. And of course, you can tell by the title of this video, I will be explaining and letting you guys know, doing a story time about my pregnancy journey. I wish I would have vlogged it during the process, but I don't think my mind was really wrapped around like I need to vlog this. Maybe if I do decide to have another baby in the future, I will vlog it, but I really wasn't thinking about vlogging. But before we get into this video, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you can always be notified when your girl be posting her videos. Okay, let's get to it. I'm not gonna really like just drag along the video because I really hate when people do that, so I'm gonna try to get to like the points of the purpose of this video. So move right along. So I do want to talk about how I found out I was pregnant. Long story short, I do have PCOS. Basically, you know, it is infertility. You have cysts on your ovaries. Your ovaries basically be swollen sometimes. It causes weight gain, as well as irregular menstrual cycles. I've been having this since I was 16 years old. I guess it really didn't bother me until I got older. I went to the doctor and I got on this medication called metformin. He did notify me. It does help people with PCOS, as well as I want to say Ozempic. I'm assuming because with PCOS, it can cause type 2 diabetes. So metformin helps, as well as the Ozempic with some people. I was on the metformin. My gynecologist put me on the metformin. And he did warn me before I started taking them that it will make me fertile. And sure enough, about 8 weeks after conception, I found out I was pregnant. And that was about 8 weeks and 6 days, I think. I think it was 8 weeks, 6 days. Now I'm going to put a picture of my ultrasound, my first ultrasound. When I got off work the day before, something told me to go get a pregnancy test. Because when my supervisor had boiled eggs, the smell, it just wasn't sitting right with me. And I eat boiled eggs. So after I got off work, I went to Dollar General, got a pregnancy test, put it in my book bag. And I actually did not take the pregnancy test at work. I actually took it at the house early that morning after I dropped her dad off. So once I took it, it was like, the results was there just that quick. And I was like, that's how it was. Like, this can't be true. So I called my cousins, let them know, and they was like, I knew it. In the hoop. That's how I found I was pregnant. That morning, I want to say around 8 o'clock, I ended up calling First Choice. Basically to make an appointment just to basically confirm it. They confirmed it. That's when I found out I was 8 weeks and maybe 6 days. I think it was 6 days. I'm basically gonna have to confirm it once I do the ultrasound. Be right there. But yeah, I was that many weeks, and then I ended up making an appointment with my OBGYN. They did an ultrasound, and I started going to my regular appointments. My symptoms, basically, I was picking up my boobs every time, like early morning when I get up. I was picking them up. They were hurting so bad. They were so sore. And I want to say I was just tired. That was really it. Like, I didn't start throwing up or feeling sick until after I found out I was pregnant. But every morning I was picking up my boobs. I couldn't keep my eyes open. When I got home, I just laid in the bed and just went to sleep. Like, I literally slept my life away. After that, maybe around almost 5 months, I end up playing the gender reveal. It was really nice. I am going to put some clips in right here.
She's so
So basically, my mom and his mom kind of got together, and it was just a gender reveal. And that's when I found out I was a girl, and y'all, I was just so excited. I was just so ready to be a mom. We got so many Pampers, wipes. I want to say it was, if you think it was a girl, bring Pampers. And if you think it was a boy, bring wipes. Or it could have been vice versa. But when I tell y'all, it was stacked to the wall. Like, it was so many people. They thought it was a boy, but it was really a girl. But that was really like my gender reveal. So basically, during my pregnancy, it was good. I had my good days. I had my bad days. You know, sometimes the good way out the bad, sometimes the bad way out the good. It just different. I did, you know, I enjoyed little by little. I was catered to. Everybody do everything for me. It was just the life. But again, you had your good days, you had your bad days. But overall, throughout my pregnancy, it was okay. Like, I enjoyed it a little bit, but I feel like I was just more stressed. And if I had the opportunity to do it over again, I would do it over again. 5 weeks. Let's say I was about 31 weeks. Maybe like 2 weeks before that, my blood pressure was sky high. It was more of almost fainted at work. I felt dizzy, my head was spinning. And I want to say I was outside. They had a food truck. They had food trucks that was coming out, different food trucks. And I went out there to get me some food to try it. While I was out there, I literally was getting hot. I felt like I was going to pass out. I literally had to cut in front of somebody and say, hey, can I please buy water? I feel like I'm about to faint. They said I was pregnant. So after that, I felt like I was just going down. Drunk water, felt like I was going down. I ended up calling my supervisor and her supervisor. And they ended up coming down there. My mom ended up coming to pick me up. And they took me to the hospital. Went to the hospital. I want to say at this moment, I was about 29 going on 30 weeks of my pregnancy. So I want to say after that we went to the hospital. So yes, I was about 30 weeks. After we went to the hospital, they checked the baby. Baby was good. They checked my urine protein, but they ended up letting me go, which was a Friday, because something was going on with the lab. So after that, weekend went by. Everything was smooth, just preparing for baby. And then Monday on the way to work, my blood pressure was high. I was having this headache. My blood pressure was super high. It was like 198 over 100. And I was like, oh no, this ain't right. So we ended up pulling over, and I stood still, and my blood pressure was like 198 over 98, I want to say. It was high. It was basically stroke level. So I ended up going to the hospital. They're checking my blood pressure. It was still high in the hospital. And then they ended up admitting me to evaluate me. Once I was evaluated, I want to say it was like a 24-hour period. They was like, yeah, we're going to keep checking you. Then you may be able to go home. But they wanted me to do a urine sample before I went home, like a 24-hour collection. Y'all, when I did that 24-hour collection and the results came back, my doctor, he was like, we're going to have to admit you until you had this baby. Now, mind y'all, at this time, I was like 31, 30, going on 32 weeks. Yeah, when I tell y'all, I was so hurt because I thought I had to stay in the hospital literally about 10 more weeks, maybe less than 10 weeks. I cried. But I honestly can say that the hospital experience it was great. I did cry. I wasn't used to just sitting down. I was always used to going, big belly and all, scrolling. But I felt like, you know, with my blood pressure was still being high, I was still stressed out. My urine protein was like over 650, and that was not good. So a couple days later after that, they did another one. They was like, okay, we can check you again just to see, you know, if it goes down. Then if it goes down, you can go home. Yeah, did not happen. Did not happen. I cried again because I could not go home. So at that moment, we had to cancel everything. We had to cancel baby showers. I wasn't able to do a maternity shoot. I wasn't able to do anything. I was so hurt, y'all. I was so hurt. But doctor ended up coming in every week. I want to say I was in the hospital for about 5 weeks. 5 weeks. So her original due date was March the 8th, but she ended up coming February 17th. We ended up canceling the full big baby shower that we were supposed to have, and we ended up having it down there at the conference room. It was actually big enough. It held about 55, 60 people or whatever, because it was more than 65 people that we were invited. It was more than 65 people there. So it did turn out great. That was February 1st when I had my baby shower, and then after that, I was counting down the days. I was ready to go. With that girl sell TikTok, I was just ready to go, and I was. Y'all, was so ready to go. I had been in there literally, I want to say about, at this moment, it probably was about 3 weeks. I was ready to go. I couldn't do anything. I was literally in the bed, to the bathroom, back to the bed. Back to the bathroom, in the shower, back to the bed. And then after like a week, he was like, I was able to walk around the hospital, go downstairs, get some fresh air. It was like, I'm not even gonna say I felt like I was in prison, because I don't know what it feels like, but I really felt like I was sheltered in one room. Like it was, y'all, it was not fun. It was not fun at all. But my doctor was very great. He told me the process throughout the full, you know, yeah. But after my baby shower, I was counting down the days. My family came to visit me. They sat there. They brought me food. This, that, and third. Like, I was so grateful for my family, my mama, my cousins, his mom, his dad, his brother and sister. They all came to see me, and I was so grateful for that. So close to the time, we're now going into the 14th of, take that back, the 15th, which is that Saturday. I started cleaning up, gathering up all my stuff, because I knew I was finna go. He did tell me that at 37 and 1, he was going to take her. So they were going to break my water on the 17th, which was that Monday. I want to say on the 15th, I started packing everything up, sitting at home. Baby stuff there, car seat was ready. We was ready. My bad, y'all, my camera had died. But anyway, when I tell you we was ready to go, I was ready to go. So that Saturday we packed everything up, sent everything, and then the next day, around 3 o'clock, they ended up sending me to labor and delivery. I walked around. The lady did explain to me that they did have to break my water, and they had to induce me. So come that Sunday, we went to labor and delivery, and then we sat there waiting. She was like, okay, you can't eat anything after 12. Who? Okay, cool. Before that, I want to say they brought me some Wendy's. Maybe 2 hours later, I had Zaxby's, because I wanted to make sure that I was good and full before I could eat no more. But after that, they end up checking me, y'all. It hurts so bad. Don't let them folks tell you it do not hurt, because it hurts, okay? It really hurts. So they end up checking me, and when they checked me, I was already 3.5 centimeters dilated. So they did not have to induce me. So basically, they were just waiting, you know, waiting or whatever. So they was like around, I did get the epidural. So around about 3 o'clock, no, about 2:30, 3 o'clock, they end up coming in and giving me the epidural. Best choice I ever made. Best choice I ever made. Once I got the epidural, they came back in about 30 minutes later and checked me to make sure that I was good. One side was numb, the other one wasn't, and they just came and flipped me on my side, and probably I went back to sleep. They came back in about 30 minutes later and I was completely numb. In about 6 o'clock and he ended up breaking my water. Y'all, that was the best feeling ever. He came in, he broke my water. It felt so good. Might sound weird, but it was like I was just in the jacuzzi. It just felt so good. It was warm. So after he broke my water, I really didn't feel contractions. It was more of a pressure type, but it didn't hurt. So as time went along, everybody started coming. My sister-in-law Chandrika came up there. His mom, my mom was already up there. Her dad was already up there. And we was ready to go. We were just, at this point, we were just waiting on baby. Chandrika ended up saying, this don't, like, we was looking at the contractions and she just kept saying, this don't look right. Like, she was showing me everybody's and she was like, this, something is off. Like, it does not look right. Maybe not long after that, the doctor came in and he was like, yeah, this is too risky. The contractions, they really don't look like it's not looking good. Right after he said that, a gang of them came in. They would just hook me up. One on here, one right here, down there, doing everything they had to do, y'all. By the time they took me into surgery, he was already ready. Gloves on, he was prepared. Like, he was just waiting on me at this point. During the process, I'm gonna try to put pictures up here during the cesarean, but I don't want to put too much because it may be too, if that's the word, graphic. I don't want to be, yeah, I don't want to put too much information on there. But I will show some pictures, and then at 8:48, my lovely baby was born. Ava Elise Wright. She was 8 pounds, 21 inches long. Sis was long. She came out with attitude, looking side-eyed. Did a picture. And after that, I was kind of out of it. Like, whatever they put in me, I was drugged up. I was out of it. I really didn't know what was going on. Everybody knew. She ended up going to the Nicu. Her oxygen was low, and I think she had jaundice. But after that, I was kind of out of it. This was on a Monday, and then the next day, when I kind of like woke up, and they told me like she was a Nicu, y'all, I cried. I cried. And then I want to say that Wednesday, we were there from Monday to Saturday. And the only reason why we were there till Saturday is because they're from Monday to Saturday. The only reason why I was there till Saturday was because I wanted to stay with my baby. She was coming home on Saturday. So that Tuesday, I cried. They basically was not giving me information that I needed. It was like they were giving me the runaround, like, okay, what is it? But I knew her oxygen was low. Couldn't eat, couldn't do anything. I was just thinking about my baby. I want to say the next day, which was Wednesday, I was able to hold her. And she smiled. She ended up getting off the oxygen that Wednesday. It was just like, I felt like everything was coming together. Thursday. So in the NICU, and I may be wrong, they have two sides. They have one side when they're like hooked up, have the little mask over their eyes. And I think the second side is basically when they're getting ready to go home. And I walked in on Thursday and I looked and my baby was on the other side. And I was just so happy, y'all. I was just so happy. I was like, yes, this is the step closer for my baby to go home. That Friday, the next day, they let me stay an extra day. So I ended up getting discharged out my room that Friday. But I ended up going to one of the NICU rooms to where they're basically, we'll stay in there overnight and then we'll go home the next day. So the whole process, it was, and I may be talking in circles of y'all. This is my first time actually doing like a story time. But the whole hospital process, they treated me so well. Like, from the people in the kitchen, the supervisor. She made sure I ate well. After a while, Ava was like, Ma, I don't want this no more, because I was just throwing it up. She didn't want that. So, you know, we end up eating Zaxby's and McDonald's and stuff like that. And smoothies too. You know, a little healthy smoothies from Tropical Smoothie. But after we were dismissed, you know, I was so happy. It was like fresh air. I was so happy to get out the hospital. Be in the hospital 5 weeks. Like, y'all will go crazy. But, of course, I had my Real Housewives of Atlanta. I had the iPad. My mom stayed with me most of the nights. I thank God for her. Her and my niece Skylar, they stayed up there with me. And, yeah, it was a process. But I'm so grateful that I went through that process in order to get my baby. My baby is my blessing. My recovery process. So when I first had her, like the next day after I got up that Tuesday, I was in so much pain. Like, I was in so much pain from my cesarean. It hurt so bad. It hurt to walk. I had to help get showered. It hurt so bad. If I had to rate the pain, it was a 10 out of 10. It was a 10. I had it right. It was a 10. It hurt so bad, and I had to just keep walking. The chair that you can get pushed in, it's not a wheelchair, but it's like one of the little chairs that they push you in. I used to walk, instead of me riding in it, I used to just try to walk to like ease the pain. They gave me medicine, but it would ease up as I sat down, but as walking, it hurt. As far as my doctor, every time when I got home, every time I felt like I would bend over and pick her up, I felt like I was ripping my scar. I felt like I was ripping it. I don't think it was ripped. At the time, I thought it was ripped, but I don't think it was ripped. So bad. Like, every time I reached over, every time I bend over, every time I stood up, every time I just peed, it hurts so bad. So bad. But as far as like maybe a week later, it started easing up. Just a little bit, but I was still in so much pain. The second week when I ended up going for my post-op for myself, he did end up checking it, and he told me that when he sewed it up extremely tight, so it would not open. Check my blood pressure. My blood pressure's fine. I was on blood pressure medication due to my blood pressure being high while I was in the hospital and pregnant. So the second week, it did start easing up a little bit. It didn't hurt as much. And then so far on, I just got better at moving around. But overall, the whole process of my pregnancy, I would do it again. I know earlier I said I wouldn't do the process again, but I actually would do it again. I'm not going to throw no shade on here, but I would do it again. Just things has to be changed. But as far as like my next pregnancy, I do decide to have another baby, I think I kind of know how I want the process to go, and the things that I will do and won't do. So I kind of like know what to do and what not to do, what to expect and what not to expect. So yeah, so that's pretty much, I try to sum it up very short, little detail. But if you do have any questions, just drop your question down in the comment section, and I don't mind answering it. In my next video, I will talk about how I found out my daughter was diagnosed with autism. I think a lot of parents don't see the signs. Some people do, they're just in denial. But I will talk about that in my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell. I do apologize. The story may seem a little over the place, but like I said, this is my first time doing the story time, and I'm trying to get used to the camera, because I always pick up the camera, but I really don't post it. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.